Hey, so my Zoom call with the leadership team that you missed didn't download properly. So the IT department is working on it, and I sent a help desk ticket to the Zoom people, and it's just going to take a long time, so I think. So I'm just going to do an abbreviated version of the meeting. So just make sure you watch everything so you're on board. Okay, so this is what we went through at our meeting on Wednesday. Um, Ava and Lucy were are working on like a back to school video for open house. And Leah Breach is working on a trifold, and actually, she's working on a poster for that big window outside of my room for students to know about our first meeting. So, and I might forget some stuff on here. Our first meeting is going to be, put this in your calendar, on September 10th for everybody, and it's going to be virtual. Our second meeting is going to be September 17th, and that's going to be freshmen only. So if freshmen don't know about DECA and they miss the first meeting, at least they can go to the second meeting virtually, and they'll be less intimidating. So let's see. I ordered hats. Most of them are going to be here next week. Some are going to be here in September. We are going to wait to order masks, but thank you, Ava Radler, for designing them until we have people paying their dues and they can order a mask if they want to. Shirts, I just got a quote on those. So I put all of this stuff on the web store, and that should be up and running by the end of next week, beginning of the following week. What I asked them to do is look at your goals on the planning doc. This is the very first thing that you filled out when we were at COW, or actually right before COW. And it's from your application. So just take a peek at that. I want you kind of to be constantly reviewing and making plans for that. I wish I had a little bit more time one-on-one with you to micromanage your goals, but we'll try to work on that. And then what I did, if you remember at COW, I had you break up your goals into smaller chunks and putting them into smart format. So I would like you to review those things and start putting things on your to-do list that you would like to implement. And that would be really, really great if you did that on your own, to be honest with you. That would be a really great step in leadership development, is without me telling you to do it, is for you to do it and start working on your goals, and then tell Miss Wiesman and me that you did it, which is so good. Let's see, August 27th is open house. We need a trifold, which Leah Breach is working on. We're going to use Google Classroom this year instead of Canvas. You'll be getting to know Canvas quite a bit in your classes, but for this year, most of the clubs that I've talked to so far are using Google Classroom. We are not going to be at open house. It's like a super long day, and you signed up for it if you didn't already do that today. There's no people that are going to be in it. I think it's in the field house. And then I put this together for virtual meetings. We spent quite a bit of time on this. And so this is going to be kind of a go-to for each of the meetings. If you remember from COW, everybody was pretty much on their game and knew when they were going to talk, what they were going to say. They used transitional words. And I would like us to do the same. So this template is one that we're going to be using for each of our meetings. And I apologize, I should have had it open earlier, so there's no lag here. My Wi-Fi is just not great all the time. So for the virtual meetings, they are going to be every other Thursday-ish. You'll need to be 5 minutes early. You'll wear your shirt that we pick out and your hat. You want to be super happy, so smiling. There's two videos. There's some redundancy in them, but they're actually both really good. So you'll see that I'm actually practicing one of the things on it right now, which is having a decent amount of light. I'm actually facing a window, and practice this at home to see where you can get the best light. My background is not very good in this, and I can't do a fun background with my school computer for some reason. But it's my family room, door to the garage, so it's not a great background, but this is where my desk is set up so I can see outside. But these actually have really good like lighting tips. And then I have my computer like up here. This is my top of my computer so that I can be eye level and I'm not like looking down. You can see my whole head and just the upper part of my body. So it talks about that. These are really good. Just watch these in your free time. You can do one or the other. This one is kind of an older woman, but I feel like she has a little bit better tips. This guy actually has really good tips, but his lighting isn't very good in it. ironically. When you're on the call, you're going to look at the camera, smile, speak loudly and clearly, turn off your phone, unlike I did, and don't mess around with your hair. And so this is the information we'll fill in. Whoever's in charge of the meeting will help fill this in. Most of the time it's going to be Leah and Charlie, but we may alternate if it gets to be a little bit too crazy for everybody. The person in charge of the meeting is going to set up this template, put it in the meeting folder in our Google folder, set up the invitation. Actually, I might have to do that because we're going to have a subscription to Zoom through the school, which allows more than 100 people. They're going to post the slideshow in Google Classroom, send out the agenda to you the day before. We're going to have our DLT meetings the day before. I don't remember if we decided when. I think they're going to be before school or after school. Choose music, do a feedback form from the slides. We'll kind of quiz people. People are going to be able to get more points for being in person. They'll get 2 points for attending meetings in person and 1 point for watching online. And then someone's going to be assigned to attendance to take attendance while we're on the Zoom call, which is kind of crazy to try to do that. We will have people changing their names on their Zoom to their first name, last name, and so we can take attendance that way. So who's going to start? This is which DLT member is going to start the meeting, who's going to do the icebreaker, and I'll post a link to some icebreaker ideas that I just found. And then the details are linked that we might need for the icebreaker. And then we'll have slide numbers, what the agenda is for that item, who's going to be speaking about it, and a link to resources. So you'll need to be on your game a little bit more. You can't just wing it because we're so close to everybody. So that will be there. The person who's closing the meeting, the reminders to discuss, and then the links for reminders. So this template is one that we will use for every meeting, and then we can change it if we need to, if it's not a great system. Okay, so a couple other things I want you to do before I go here. I want you to add all of the dates that are in the calendar to your own calendar. I was showing them, I use my phone calendar, the one that's built into my phone, to include everything that's going on. I know you can't really see it, but when I have a DECA thing, I put it in blue because the DECA logo is blue. I put a reminder, so if I have a meeting, I put a reminder for the day before. And then if I know that I have a lot to do for that meeting, I'll put a reminder the week before. And then I actually sometimes, if I have something I really need to do and I know that I'm going to need time, but I need a daily reminder, I will put a reminder every single day up until that meeting, and then I'll just delete it from my calendar just so that I stay on it. So that's just a strategy that I use that helps me just kind of keep it foremost in my head. We went through the virtual meeting expectations at COW. So take a peek at those, make sure that you are following those and using your professional judgment. Like no eating, don't have your pets in the meeting unless we have a share your pet day, which would be kind of fun. I like seeing people's pets, but it's a little bit distracting. So we talked about this, what are expectations for the members, and then what are expectations for the DLT. We're not going to do breakout rooms right away this first couple of meetings just because we need to just kind of get information out, and then we'll start doing breakout rooms. So I think that's all for now. So in my calendar, I have that our first meeting is on September 10th. And then in my calendar, we're having a DLT meeting. So put this in your calendar at 12:30 on Wednesday, September 9th. Actually, you know what? That first week of school, you're not having any afternoon stuff going on, but I just learned today that you're having some stuff going on the afternoon of the second week. So we might have to change that one, but put DLT meeting on September 9th so you have it. It might have to be at 3 instead. So I'll need to find out if you guys are in stuff. I don't know who's doing what at 3. So I hope that you have a great day. It was fun talking to you. I can really talk to you. Okay, I'll see ya. Bye.